Hello, today I'm going to show you how you can make a green screen menu for your videos. So we're not actually going to use a green screen app just yet, we're just going to set up our green screen menu. So how do we choose the right template? Well, there's a few things to think about. When you go to create presentation in Keynote, this menu shows you all the different templates you can use for a Keynote presentation. Now there's two types of themes, there's standard and there's wide. Standard is great for paper, wide is the perfect size for a video. So make sure you always choose wide mode if you want to put these slides onto a video. Now, I always choose the white template. The reason I choose the white template is the same reason I choose a white piece of paper when I want to color. It gives me a lot of different options to present. So now we have a wide white template for our green screen menus. Now let's get started on how to make the menu. The first thing we need to do is get rid of these titles. We don't need them. Now this is going to be for green screen. So the first thing we have to do is tap the paintbrush and change our background to green. That way when we put this on top of a video, everything that's green will delete and our video will shine through. Now we want to make our menu. My biggest tip is to put a block of color behind any text. The reason I do this is because text that's floating in a video is really hard to see because the background in your video might be different colors, so you want to have those words really clearly shown on top of your video. So I'm going to choose a blue background for my text. Now to add the text. So I add text, tap tap, and I always start with the same word. I start with introduction. Every time I create a video, I want to have an introduction and move it to the top. Now those words aren't really clear for a video, so I'm going to move it over to here for now, push the paintbrush, and I want to play around with the text features. So I think white stands out a little bit more, and I want to make it just that little bit bigger. And if I want to, I can play around with the font and add a new font, just like that. And move that back to the side menu. So now I want to add more chapters in my menu. So the first thing I do is tap introduction, tap copy, tap anywhere on the green and paste. Now I have my new word. I'm going to call this one chapter 1 because this is going to be a template that I can use again and again and again. So move chapter 1 over, tap, copy, tap anywhere on the green, paste. Tap tap, I'll call this chapter 2. Move it over. I can just paste chapter 1 again and then call that chapter 3 and move that over. Now the final one I always finish with the same word, and that is conclusion, because I want to wrap my video up and explain to people what I was talking about before my video finishes. So there I have my menu. It's very basic at the moment and it's not as neat as I wanted it to be. I can use the yellow snap guides on Keynote to tidy everything up and make sure everything's nice and in line. Now this is the most basic form of a video menu. What I can do is push play and then screenshot this slide and it will fit perfectly on top of a video using the green screen app. Some other examples that I've done you can see through here. Here's one example of my name. And what I've created in this one is I've gone a little bit extra and I've added 5 slides and I've moved my little button down. That way when somebody's watching my video, they know exactly where the video is by looking at that little button on the side. The last thing, you can see my Twitter handle down the bottom. When you're making yours, be careful about what you show. I would suggest only showing your first name and not your last name. Don't put up your email and don't put up what school you go to, just in case your video ends up online, but your first name should be fine. So play around with your green screen menu, make sure it's individual, make sure it's creative, but on top of all of that, make sure it's clear. Have fun and good luck.